ICW, Midwest Extravaganza. Apparently Rad Hazard is going over there for your Super Show, and he's going to defend the BBW United States Heavyweight Championship. Well, he's going to defend it successfully, and he's also probably going to walk away with the BBW North American Heavyweight Championship. Now, as you've all seen in my show, RWA, Radical Wrestling Alliance, we just had another member, the former general of Backyard Wrestling, Chris Dickens, join the Radical movement. Now, everything that's been going on, Radical movement, Backyard Wrestling standing up for itself, Rad Hazard has always been the backdrop. He's always been the leader of the Radical movement. Now, there's a couple things I'm going to touch base on here as far as RWA goes. RWA, the Radical Wrestling Alliance, has shown that I myself, Primetime Tim Sanders, has signed powerhouse wrestlers from the AWF to take out Backyard Wrestling and just control it. Just have it in the palm of our hands and do whatever we want to do. I've signed the likes of James Houston, which I've labeled the Extreme World Champion. I've signed Night Stalker, I've signed Survivor of Pain, and my latest addition, Chris Dickens, the general of Backyard Wrestling, is now Radical Movement. Now, that goes to show that anywhere there could be a Radical Movement member just waiting, just like Rad says, waiting underneath just to come out at the right time. Now, what Chris Dickens done was he was trying to get the BBW 6-man tag titles in the hands of AWF, which they probably would have succeeded if it wasn't for the great minds of myself and Chris Dickens coming behind scenes, coming together and say, this is what I want to do, this is how we're going to do this. See, the whole time Chris Dickens was playing the Backyard Wrestling wrestlers. He was claiming to be the general, but what you didn't know was behind the scenes he was plotting with me. He was plotting to destroy what he helped create, because not only did it take away things from him, but it took away things from his family, his friends. So he came to me and said, Primetime, this is what I want to do. I want to help the Radical Movement, but I want to do it at the right time. When will be the right time? And I said, you know, I do like those 6-man straps around my waist. Why don't you come over and you help us take that? Now, if Chris Dickens was the general of Backyard Wrestling and he joined the Radical Movement at the drop of a dime, ICW, what do you think about those wrestlers that are in your organization? Maybe they're waiting, just like Rad says, maybe they're waiting to just rise up and strike when the time is right. Who knows? I don't know who's in ICW. They may all be Radical Movement. But I do know this. Rad is a mastermind at what he does. He is the greatest leader that any wrestler could ever imagine to have. And I'm glad that he appointed me the general of the Radical Movement. Because not only am I the general, but I've appointed my right-hand man, the second greatest mastermind I have ever known, and that is Chris Dickens. Now, you're going to hear from Chris Dickens in a minute, but I want to touch base real quick with CJ Lennon. Now, CJ Lennon, you tell everybody that GCW is the global wrestling circuit, GWC, whatever you want to call it. Now, I watched a video where you were shooting on people such as Chris Rise, Tyrant, Alex O'Neil, ATL, the Widowmaker. He is right there next to you. For all you know, he could be waiting to join the Radical Movement as well. Now, CJ Lennon, I just want to know something. Why are you shooting on all of these people when you should be the one that's getting shot on? And I'm going to do that right now, because not only was I a member of AWF, when AWF was a member of the GWC, and you claim that the GBYWN didn't give you a chance, didn't put your name out there when you were coexisting with them, so you completely cut off talks with the GBYWN. Now, if I remember correctly, the AWF did a lot of work for the GWC. We posted the GWC logo on all of our videos. We posted it on our website. We were getting new views, and in turn, we were getting nothing. The GWC was supposed to be a coalition of backyard wrestlers, not only in the state of Georgia, but all across the world. But we saw it as an opportunity to better not only your company, but ourselves. You know, yeah, we were low on the totem pole. Yeah, we may not be drawing 2,000 and 3,000 views on YouTube, and our videos are still climbing. If you watch, 6 months ago, we were only drawing 100 views. We're over 350 views a show now. So that goes to show me that we are slowly making progress when GWC has hit its plateau. Now, I find it kind of funny how you're the champion, seeing as how your wife is the owner. Well, we have extended ourselves as far as the BBW, the Battleborn Wrestling Network, and we have joined forces with them and Rad Hazard. And of course, I've joined forces with Rad Hazard in more ways than one, and I am now the general of the Radical Movement. Now, CJ Lennon, you're only in Alabama. We are in Harlem, Georgia. We're less than 300 miles apart, and yet, when we extend our gratitudes and want you to come over, we still haven't got a word from you. Calls have gone unreturned. We want the Dynasty to come over, and we want them to put on a spectacular show in an AWF ring. We want to go to Alabama, and we want to put on a spectacular show for the GWC, but yet calls are unreturned. Emails are unreturned. We have opened ourselves up to try to make this work. Now, you go shooting on all these people, I'm pretty sure that one of them is going to take your title from you, whether Miss Lennon likes it or not. And also, this group you know as the Radical Movement, they may be lurking right behind you. Who knows? Your wife may even be the commissioner of the Backyard Wrestling Radical Movement. But I'm going to move on. Just like you say, I'm going to move on past it. I'm going to move on. Right now, I'm going to have Chris Dickens come out. My new second man in command of the Radical Movement. He's going to put it down just the way you like it, CJ.